Let's play with Lady Gaga's new makeup for foundation and setting powder. It just came out. I just got it in the mail and I purchased one shade. Hopefully we're very close because I usually purchase two, but I was feeling brave. So the foundation is their Triclone Skin Tech Medium Coverage Foundation with fermented arnica. $45 US for 1 fluid ounce. Packaging is stunning. It has a very heavyweight feeling glass. Over 51 shades. I think it's over 50. I think I counted 51. And it's supposed to be a medium coverage, weightless, clean foundation with fermented arnica that reduces redness, helps even skin tone, and protects from environmental stress.
What did she have before?
She never had a foundation. This is a new thing to her makeup line. It's made with over 20 skincare ingredients.
Wow.
That is incredible. It's supposed to have over 12 hours of wear with no slipping or caking. I also picked up her brush because why not? The brush retails for $39 US and it's cruelty-free foundation brush. It's very dense. It feels pretty soft, but we'll see how this acts. So very liquidy. It looks like a nice color. Ooh, okay. It has a nice consistency. Super creamy, but it's not extremely thick.
Yellow or no? Or
it looks pretty neutral, yeah. I got shade, I said what shade, right? Or no? 110 light neutral. Okay, so my skin is prepped. It's moisturized without any primer. It doesn't have a scent. That actually looks like a pretty good color for me. Okay. I'm gonna do a brush on one side and then maybe we'll check the sponge and see if it keeps the coverage or really soaks it up. I'm gonna work some foundation into the brush and just start sweeping it on my face. Okay, it's actually pretty dense. Kind of reminds me of those Artiste brushes where they're dense. I thought it'd be a little bit softer. It's soft, but it's extremely dense. I don't know how I feel about it. It's blending in pretty nice. I would say it's a light medium coverage, yeah, but I didn't apply too much. I still have all that foundation left on the back of my hand. Oh, it actually looks really good. It doesn't look heavy. It looks like my skin, but just a little bit more color added, even out the skin tone. It kind of looks a little drying, maybe because I need to blend it in more. I don't know how I feel about this brush. I think it's too dense. You see how it's moving? I had to kind of like move it and force it. I mean, it feels good. I just wish it was not as dense, wish it was a little more fluffier. Okay, let's try dampen sponge. I'm gonna work some of that into the sponge. I think you wanna work this foundation one side at a time because you can kind of see where that patch is. Quick setting foundation, interesting. But it blended out really good. Let's check this line up here. Oh man, I don't know which side I prefer, which method. I didn't think it was gonna dry so fast, but you can also kind of see on the back of my hand. To like put force into it. Yeah, sponge side, it kind of melted more into my skin versus the brush side. I think I have to give it like 30 minutes to warm up with my skin and really melt it in, but it actually looks really, really beautiful. I will say one thing about the color, it's a beautiful match and I'm impressed that I picked a solid match from all of the 50+ shades. And it doesn't look like it's oxidizing. You can see it's been sitting in the back of my hand for a while. Usually if it oxidizes, you'll see a little bit kind of like a darker grain around the foundation and it looks pretty true to color. So I'm hoping this color is gonna stay like this all day long, but we'll see. One thing I will say, I don't think it's as foolproof for blending. I had a harder time with the foundation brush. Maybe it's this particular brush. I didn't try it with my favorite foundation brush, the Bobbi Brown, but I did prefer it with the sponge and it did sit a little bit on the left side and the sponge you could kind of see had a little bit of a harder time, but then once I started blending it, it was very flawless blending and it looks really nice and even. And I will say the coverage, it's pretty even on both sides. I like it. It has a natural finish. It's mimicking my skincare underneath. It's not exaggerating anything so far. The texture of my skin looks really beautiful, very skin-like, and I like how lightweight it is, but I would give it a solid medium coverage where it covered up pretty much everything that I would want it to, even at my skin tone. But like I said, it's still very skin-like finish. Beautiful. Very beautiful so far. We have the Blurring Powder by Haus Labs. They're bio-blurring, talc-free, loose setting powder, $38, and they have a total of 5 different shades. I picked up translucent. It's supposed to have a neutral with balanced undertones. It has 0.24 ounces or 7 grams. It's supposed to be a skincare infused loose powder that blurs imperfections, smooths skin, and optimizes makeup performance in 5 talc-free soft focused shades. All right, she says you can use a fluffy brush, a sponge, and then press onto the mesh screen to release the powder, tap off excess. You can use it on clean skin to blur, set makeup, or to visibly brighten targeted areas of the face. I'm gonna use a sponge. Work it in. And then I'm gonna use actual cap, like the inside of it, to really kind of press the powder in. Let's do the right side with the sponge or the puff. Did that blur or what? Seriously, looks like I have a filter on my face. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. Yep. It's definitely blurring. I'm gonna take a fluffy brush by Rare Beauty and work it into the brush because I want to see the difference. It's obviously very messy with a brush versus like a sponge puff. I would say it's blurred, but it's not as blurred. It kind of, I would say this side, it's more even. This side's like a very light blurring effect. Still so pretty. Oh my gosh. Oh, I like both sides. I mean, this literally pores gone, disappeared. This one just has like a nice soft airbrushed blurred, but still, you can still see a little bit of pore peeking through. Just one pore. I like both sides actually. Just depends on what you're looking for. Okay, let me finish with my blush and Krista, the Benefit. So smooth. As of right now, really impressed with the foundation and the blurring powder. They're both so beautifully paired together. And I like that you can do the powder a lot more intense in the blurring factor versus with something like this, like a little poof versus a fluffy brush. It's a little bit softer. It's not as blurry, but it still looks very soft and diffused and airbrushed. Very impressed. Now let's see if we can get at least 12 hours wear out of this foundation because it says 12 hours or more with no slipping or caking. And it feels great on the skin. It has no tackiness. I'm excited. Let's go. Seriously, so impressed with the foundation and that powder. I'm looking a little more glowy, like on the forehead, a little bit around pretty much the T-zone area, but the way it's looking glowy, the way it's adding that glow to my face, it's looking really beautiful, very natural. Again, still very skin-like. The pores are not as exaggerated as I thought they would be, and it feels really good. I almost like sometimes forget I have makeup on my face, and I'm like, okay, don't touch my face because I have makeup on. I'm doing a review. But yeah, very, very impressed. And it looks really pretty in natural sunlight as well. I'm sitting right in front of a window and I looked at my face when the sun was shining directly on my skin and it looks really pretty. So far, very impressed. Alrighty then. I am almost 12 hours into this makeup. I have almost 30 minutes, but I just can't wait anymore. Pretty impressed with the way it's wearing. I will say, the glowiness, more so oily than glowy, it started happening, I would say, around the 6-7 hour mark. I didn't touch up with the powder. Usually with the first initial makeup, foundation, powder, I like to wear it without any touch-ups and see how well it wears and how the makeup breaks down as the day goes on. And I'm pretty impressed. Yes, I'm very, very oily, especially on the forehead, but I still actually really like how it looks on the cheeks and the chin. Another thing I will say, it's a lot of the makeup has kind of disappeared around the chin. Elodie she's in that phase of touching faces and grabbing faces, but yeah, I'm actually really impressed with the longevity of this makeup. Even though a lot of it has worn off, it has worn off in a really nice and flattering way. I actually really like the way everything looks on my skin. It's not overly exaggerated. The texture is not extremely accentuated. Nothing is dry, but I think because a lot of it has worn down, especially right here, like it looks pretty good. But the only thing, the forehead is extremely shiny and oily, and the only way to combat that is blotting the excess oil, either with the Sheaths or that rock from Revlon. It's a really cool tool. And then just powdering on top of that. But yeah, I get very oily on my forehead, especially this time of the year where it's still a little bit muggy, but very impressed. I think if you're looking for that natural, like skincare infused foundation where a little bit goes a long way and you don't want a heavier foundation feeling or looking type of a finish, I think you'll really enjoy this. The skin range is impeccable, and I'm impressed that I had to just buy the one shade and it matches my skin tone, honestly, almost flawlessly. It didn't oxidize on me. I think if you're a little bit drier, definitely prep beforehand. Next time I'm gonna wear this, I wanna pair it with a primer and see how well it wears, if it has an extended longevity. But for me personally, it wore really well up to the 6-7 hour mark before it started getting really oily. But like I said, it's very easy just to kind of combat that, but I didn't really want to do that today. But yes, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you for watching, spending time with me, and I'll see the next one very soon.